Thank you very much and welcome to Blue Drops 254, where today we are going to look at the library management system. And this library management system is very simple to use and delivers credible record management. So you input your username. In this case, we are using the admin. After logging in, this is the interface. This is where the admin will log in to modify some of the details in the system. And here is where we are lending the book. To lend a book is very simple. You just click here, and then the book which has been issued cannot be reissued again. For example, if you can look at maybe this book here, you can see you get an error that this material is currently logged out. So you cannot issue again to another student. Let me try number 312. 312, yeah, that one is not issued. This book is costing 500 shilling. So you cannot issue in the past date. For example, if you try 11th and you move next, the system will tell you cannot issue in the past date. So you must select the date of today, and then the due dates you select here. Maybe the student is supposed to return after 1 week, let's say by 18th, next Monday. You select that, and then the name of the student, you select the name of the student. Maybe we can issue to a student like Standily. Standily, you select the Standily here. You can see you've been told the material has been logged out successfully. The asset tag is number 312. The book is number 312. And you close here. Now, when the student returns the book, you come here and then you search for the material. It was number 312. Then you press enter. So you can see the material is the top mark costing 500 shillings returned by the Standard here. So you select the date here that maybe it is today. Then you finalize the return and you are told the material has been returned to the library. And sometimes you can look we can issue a material to a student like the same top mark. Let's see the same top mark which we returned. Then we issue on the same date of return. Maybe let us give even after 3 days. And then the student was Standily. It is here. It has been logged out to Standily. You close it. And sometimes the student, when you expect the book to be returned, the student will come and tell you the book has been lost. So you just come to the same place. Instead of returning the book, you search it was 312. The book is 312. You press enter. Instead of returning the book, it is lost. So you check here that it is lost. It is lost. Then you close here. Now you want to charge Standily to pay for the lost book. So you come here and click process payment. The book was 500 shillings. Then you click pay, and then the system will sense automatically who is using the system, so that when it comes to accountability of the money paid, when generating the report, it will say this is the person who received the money. So the payment method is by cash, M-Pesa, or bank. So you can say cash, then you process payment. So the payment has been processed. So you can get the receipt by the serial number, or you can get the receipt by searching the admission number of the student, or by searching the asset number, that is this one 312. So when you are searching by the asset number, for example, you should look at the date, because maybe that book has been paid previously by somebody else. So avoid printing the wrong receipt. I can look for the asset 312. So you say okay, and then you close here. Then you come and print the receipt, that is 312 312. So if you press enter, it will display, or you search, it will display all these 312. So today's date is very important. So you can see this one was processed in a different date, and it is for Joseph, but we are looking for Stanley. So you can see Stanley here, but what is the date? It is today. It is 12th May. So you click here, and then you print the receipt. So you can see Stanley will get the receipt here, received by, you will sign and all that. So you select the print, you print, and then you select the printer that you are using, and then you say okay. So the receipt will be printed to your printer, then you exit. That is now how we process lost items and printing the receipts. Now, maintenance of the system here means maybe there are new students joining the school. So you click here and you add the details of the student, admission number, the student name, the form, the class, and the contact information. Or if you want to delete an existing record, for example, you want to delete this one, you just click delete here. record will be deleted. That is managing of the students. And managing of the materials also. Maybe you've bought a new book. This is where you capture the book with the new tag. You can always go back a step to check the current tag, and then you can add the next tag. And then you can fill in the details, the author, the category of the book. Maybe it's a book, a past paper, notes, or photo, or any other material. Then the date it was purchased, and the cost of the book is very important, so that in the event the book is lost, you can easily charge the amount to be paid. And it's important to note that the cost of the book can keep varying, so it's good to have a catalog of the recent prices of the same book. When a new fashion is in the market, the price will obviously change. Now, I want you to know that the maintenance here of management of the students and the materials will not be done by the library staff. It is done by the admin to avoid in the event, for example, a book is lost. The staff can easily come here and manage the material by deleting that particular material from the library or deleting the student from the system. So this one is done by the admin. That's why we are logged in as admin here. I'm going to show you when we log in as a library staff, you will not be able to see this. This one will be removed. The library staff will not be able to see this. Over search of the material here, maybe for example, the book 312, you can search it here. You click search, you can see the material is lost, and it was lost by Stanley, and the material is at mark, so you can search the material there. And another thing that we can look at, we have done with this section, is the reports. The reports here, the library staff will see that one. The stock taking, we can see that one. And this one for administrative is very important. We are going to see that. So for the report, for example, overdue materials, you want to see the overdue materials, you click here. We can see we have two materials which are overdue. The one taken by Kwekwe Timo, that one is a workbook. The one we are dealing today was 312. You can see this one is 345. So the issue date was 5th last year, that is November. So you can see the overdue days are 188 days. Another one was by Troitich. It was the book is Get It Right. It was issued on this January 2026. The overdue days are 112. Now, in some places, they prefer charging for overdue dates, maybe 3 bob, 2 bob, or 5 bob per day. So in case you want to process these two books, that is 2861, and that is book number 345 and number 90. Let us see how we can process for overdue. So if they turn up today and they want to return the books, what are we supposed to do? So you come here and say that they want to return the book. And the book was, I remember number one was 90. So you press enter, you search for the book. We can see it is Get It Right and by Troitich. But the number of overdue days is 112. So total overdue charges so far, you can process for that one. Now, unfortunately, I can see the book is checked lost. So the book is lost. That's why the overdue charges is not running. So we are going to see how to process for that lost. Already we have seen one. Another book was 345. Let us see this 345. Hope it is not reported lost. So you press enter. You can see it is a workbook. We can see overdue days is 188. It has not been reported lost. So this one is not checked lost. And that is why we are seeing the charges. The charges of the book is now more than even the cost of the book, because this is 940 shillings. That means that if you divide, we will see the rates per day. That is the calculator. Let's try and divide. So we can see 188 days and it is 940. So we can say 940, you divide by 188. You can see the charges are 5 shillings per day, 5 shillings per any extra day overdue. So this person now, you try to return this book. So you can select the date of today. It is being returned today. You say finalize return. You can see the warning that the item is overdue by 180 days. So total fine will be that one. You say yes, I want to process the payment of the fine. So the student will have to give you 940 shillings, and payment method you can select. If it is by cash, you can select the cash, and then I'm saying this system of receiving the money, the system automatically checks who is using. If it is the admin, if it's a library staff, the name of details of that staff will be recorded also. So you say record payment. You can see payment has been recorded successfully. Now, if you search for the same material, was it 345? I think it was material number 345. Yes, let me search 345. I think it was that one. You can see not found. It has been, you can see as a tag 345 not found, already returned. So you can see it is not found within that, it is already in the library. So it cannot be returned again because already it has been returned and the payment processed. Now you close here and you have learned how you can process lost item, overdue items, how to return, how to issue, how to manage students, how to manage material, how to search for a material. For example, a teacher comes, I want material so and so. You can easily search and know that where that material is found. For example, the 345. You search 345 here and you search that material, you can see it is not among those which has been loaned. But if you search number 23, for example, you can see it is loaned. You can know it is with the student we inform 3 South and it is Kwekotimo. So if materials are not displayed when you search, it means it is in the library. But if you get it, it is loaned to the student, it will tell you which class and where and when it was issued and when it is supposed to be returned. Now, um, let's go to these reports now. Let's go to these reports. We've seen overdue materials. Now we have one. We had two. One has been reported, returned. Now let's come to lost materials reports. Lost materials report. You click here, and you can see Kwekwe, Timo, Stanley, and all that one. This is the money which was paid. You can see the money which was paid here. Total amount is this one. You can see the sum, the cost price, the date issued, and all that thing. So this is just a summary of the materials that has been processed. They were lost and they've been processed. Then you come here, top 50 new materials in the library. You can see that. So these are the latest 50 materials in the library. It is going to be displayed. Maybe somebody wants to know what are the new materials that we have in the library. You can also come here for the stock taking, current materials in the library. So you can see it's only one book which is in the library. The others has been loaned out. So if you want to borrow a book, these are just what is available in the library. And then materials due in 3 days. So you can see these are the materials which are supposed to be returned in the next 3 days. So these are the materials due in the next 3 days. And unreturned materials, you can see a report of unreturned materials. These are all of them which are not yet returned. So when it comes to administrative here, you can see on payment who paid what to who and all that. Then also managing user account. Maybe one of the library staff has been fired. You want to remove from the system. You can remove it from here. You can click here and then you remove the system from the system. Or if you want to employ a new library staff, you can click here. Then you add the details. Now, those people who are attempting to log in and they don't know the password, maybe they want to do that, you can know their time of attempt, the date and all that thing, and the reason for failure for logging in. And for those successful logins, you can also get a report that on this date, this time, so and so was able to log into the system. And these features I'm talking about here are only visible in the administrative panel, the admin panel. If you log out and you log in as a library staff, then we log in. So you can see this is what the staff will be able to see. You no longer see manage student and manage materials. You no longer see the administrative where you get a report of the money which was paid at what time and all that. And you can see the person who is logged in now is Toro, not the admin. You can see Toro is the user. So he will be able to lend books, process returns, mark it as lost. And you can see, for example, the library staff cannot uncheck this lost item. This item is lost. When you click this one, uncheck, you get a security alert that your role as a user is not to authorize and clear lost status. It is only the work of the admin. That means even payment for lost item will be done by the admin, and then he unchecks that one. Or the library user can request the admin to uncheck this one as a book which has been lost and found, and then she will be able to clear on the other side. And this is to avoid losing the materials. This is to avoid losing the materials. And another thing which is of important note here is processing of these lost items can be done, no problem. You can process it for a lost item here, but you make sure when you are closing the library, you hand over the money to the admin, because the admin will be checking the money which has been processed today or in the course of the week, and then the receipts which were printed and all that. And for the overdue materials, you can see also and all that thing. This is what the library personnel will be able to operate. The other key things like searching of the materials and all those things, you will find them with the admin. And for example, if a teacher comes to the library and wants to check over materials which is loaned and returned, the librarian will just click here and look for that material, or look at what is in the library. Clicking here, you can see currently we have only one book in the library, the rest have been loaned. And then materials due in 3 days, the librarian can see that one. And for this button for the admin, if you click this one, it will require the admin password for you to enter there. So the librarian cannot enter inside if she or he is not the admin. And you can see you do not have administrative clearance to use this override, because this is the user who is using that one. Now, another thing which is very important, the backups here is automatically, because the system is hosted through what you call the SQL server, and you can back up also manually. For example, you can click this backup, then this will create dated backup on the drive D. Continue, you say yes, and you can see you are backed up the data or the records. Then you can log out. When you log in as admin, you see the interface is going to change. You see the interface is going to change, like now you log in, you can see we are able to see the maintenance. You can manage a student, you can manage the materials, you can search material, you can check the payment, who received the money at what time for which book. You can also manage user accounts. Now, for the case of lost items, also you can uncheck as admin. So you can just click there and give a reason for lost item. Maybe it has been found. You just write found, and then you say okay. Then the book is now clear. You can see it's no longer checked. Then you can return it to the library, maybe this day, and all that. The book has been returned. And we have also another one which is check the lost. You can return it, give a reason. Maybe it has been bought. It has been bought, a new one. And then you click OK, something like that. And then you return it to the library. Return it to the library. So you finalize the return. I don't know whether there's also another check which is lost. You can return, maybe found, and then you say OK. Say okay. So you see, we no longer have issues with the books. When you close here now, remember we had only one book in the library. So if you check the materials, current materials in the library, you can see the number has increased. It was one, now we have how many? Now we have three. Now, I want to look at a scenario whereby a student borrowed a book. Let us issue a book, and then I'll show you something, a new issue. Let us say this, I don't know whether this one is in the library, number 20. Yes, number 20 is in the library. We can issue it and say today is the date of issuing. We can say it's supposed to be returned today. And we can also say we issue to Stanley. Yes, very good. And Stanley comes today returning the book. Stanley comes today returning the book. So you process the returns. You see the due date will be today. But Stanley can request for more days. So you click that one. So it will automatically add some days according to what you've set. For example, it was supposed to be due on day which is on 12th. It adds automatically 5 days. So Stanley is supposed to return on this particular 17th day. But I'll show you, the admin knows how to set. In the admin panel, you learn how to, you can set if you want to extend by 3 days or by 5 days and all that one. So you can see the book now automatically is expected on 17th, not 12th now, because we've used this renewing of that material. It's just like reissuing that particular material. Now, Thank you very much for watching Blue Drops 254, and please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel Blue Drops 254 for you to be notified whenever we make such new tutorials. Big up and have a nice time. Let us log out and you can quit the application.